They're getting into line in Sydney for race 5 there. Number 1 Gold Coin is at 5-1. Master Jolly 14. Odds on Muawad, Octagonal's brother. 7.5-1 Only Love. 11 Turn Me Loose. 40 Egotist. 10 Zamoski. I think he's the hardest to beat. And 66 Vagabond. They're about to go. Here's, oops, they're not quite about to go. There's a jockey just dismounting. Having trouble getting one in there. And it looks like Muawad, the favourite, is it? Well, they get a bit closer. Muawad is a brother to Octagonal, as I told you. He's not trained by John Hawkes, he's trained by Clary Connors, and he is to be ridden by John Marshall. Okay, they're all in, or just one to go in. Here's our caller, Hilton Donaldson.
Race 5. Nearly ready now. Starters at the platform. Muawad running a short-priced favourite. Now, Only Love's done something awkward in barrier 1. The rider went forward in the saddle there. Justin Sheehan composes himself again, and they're racing an even line away. Only Love from the inside away quickly. Gold Coin going fast soon after with Master Jolly, and Muawad finds itself 3 wide early. In behind these runners, Vagabond followed by Egotist, and wide on the course Turn Me Loose with Zamojki last. They approach the 1,000 metre mark now, and on the inside Gold Coin joined by Muawad. 2 lengths away Master Jolly from Only Love. Vagabond. Turn Me Loose is wide from Egotist, and Zamojki is last. Muawad's going to settle behind Gold Coin. Gold Coin leads that horse by 3/4 of a length. Third on the inside, Only Love. As the speed dropped, Master Jolly pulled out 3 wide at the 500 metre mark. Then Vagabond, Turn Me Loose, Egotist, and Zamojki still at the tail. 450 metres to go. Gold Coin on the inside, Muawad the outside. Now Marshall goes for Muawad. A turn of foot it has, and Muawad quickly went up to Gold Coin and went past it. But Master Jolly went with Muawad, and they draw clear. It's Muawad a half in front. Master Jolly on the outside is raising an effort, but Muawad, despite ducking down to the rails, really accelerates away from them now. A real touch of class, this horse, Muawad. He wins easily, pulling up by 3.5 lengths to Master Jolly. He tried his hardest, but he wasn't good enough. Only Love for third with Gold Coin and Egotist. Then came Turn Me Loose, Zamojki, and last of all was Vagabond.
Well, he's certainly inherited some of his big brother Occy speed, Muawad, and look at him career away here from Master Jolly. Just for a bound, I thought Master Jolly was going to make it interesting, but having only his second start, he's now got a record of 2 for 2.
The leader with about 500 to go, and Stewart's gone for the whip on Bone Crusher. He's 3/4 of a length behind Waverley Star. 300 to go. Waverley Star the leader, 3/4. Bone Crusher is under the whip in second, placing 3 lengths to Drought around the home turn, and it's our Waverley Star the leader, but Bone Crusher responds. Bone Crusher's raced to the front now from our Waverley Star, then Drought and the Filbert. Bone Crusher a neck in front. Our Waverley Star's coming again on the inside. Our Waverley Star getting to Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher and our Waverley Star, they hit the line. Photo, Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher's wanted to head our Waverley Star.
No doubt about it, it doesn't get much better than that. Well, let's have a look at the last at Rose Hill, race number 5. The numbers you needed were 3, 2, 4. For a win, paid $1.50 and $1.10, placed $2.20 and $1.90. Those were New South Wales dividends, of course. Okay, let's go out to Kenny Callender, who's right amongst the action in the lead up to the Cox Plate.
Thanks very much, Maxie. Yes, as we look at the parade ring there with all the connections of the horses, at Moonee Valley it's rather unique. The parade ring is like some overseas courses. It's behind the main grandstands, and then the horses come down under the grandstand, and it really does make for some atmosphere. Also, they introduced the jockeys here at Moonee Valley. Let's take a look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1996 BMW Cox Plate, a Group 1 event of $1.5 million. This is the ultimate showdown, not just for the horses, the greatest weight for age horses in this part of the world, but also for the greatest bunch of jockeys that we've assembled in many a long time. These are the Group 1 champions. These are champion riders. Please make them welcome as we introduce them to you. The rider of Juggler, number 1, is Stephen King. Stephen King, ladies and gentlemen, has won a Caulfield and Melbourne Cup. He's won Group 1 races galore. He's ridden in many parts of the world. He's truly one of Australia's number 1 riders, and he's riding one of the favourites for this year's BMW Cox Plate, Juggler. Number 2, a favourite of Melbourne crowds, the rider of All Our Mob, is Simon Marshall. Renowned as one of the finest heavyweight jockeys in Australia, Simon has had a checkered career, but when big races are around, Simon Marshall is there, and All Our Mob will be ridden beautifully by the man with the magic hands, Simon Marshall. Number 3, the winner of last year's race, Octagonal, is ridden by the man under plenty of pressure. He's put himself under that pressure. His name is Darren Gauci. Can Darren Gauci defy the odds and bring this horse, who is yet to have a victory on? He's only run third in the Caulfield Guineas last year on this horse. Today the pressure's on Darren and the pressure's on Octagonal. Can the Big O? Darren, will we see the Big O today come back? Good luck to Darren Gauci and Octagonal. Number 4 is Saintly. He's ridden by the man with the movie idol looks. It's Darren Beedman. This is the Tom Cruise of Australian racing, ladies and gentlemen. He's the darling of Sydney racing. He's the Group 1 king. Last autumn, he rode more than 10 Group 1 winners over the season last season. He's a super jockey, Darren Beedman, the rider of Saintly. The rider of number 5, Falante. Many people think this horse will take out the race. No better jockey in the world than this man, the enforcer, Mick Dittman. Mick Dittman has ridden 89 Group 1 wins, only bettered by George Moore and Roy Higgins. What a fantastic record he has. Number 6, Crying Game, ridden by the man of the moment. He's in great form. He won on Alpha in the Caulfield Guineas at Group 1 level, and today again on Alpha. Welcome, Rodney Griffiths. Number 7 is Anthems. Can he do what a stablemate did Octagonal last year and win this race as a 3-year-old? He's ridden by one of your favourites, I know, Shane Dye. And the last 3-year-old out, the only other 3-year-old in the race from the Gay Waterhouse stable. This is Adventurous, ridden by Glenn Boss. He's won Golden Slippers. He's won many Group 1 races. He's had a great autumn in Sydney last autumn. Welcome, Glenn Boss, to Moonee Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the riders taking part in the ultimate showdown today, the BMW Cox Plate. We wish them a safe ride, and may the best jockey win. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a great round of applause.
They certainly do that well at the Valley, Simon, don't they? And we caught all the excitement here on the wide world of sport. So it's almost like prize fighters being introduced in the ring.
Yeah, it certainly is. And look, it's great to see most of those jockeys very relaxed. I'm sure they're tense underneath. I went into the jockeys room just about 10 minutes ago. There was hardly a word being spoken in there. They're all very nervous about what's about to happen. This is a big race. They'll be wondering how it's going to pan out, how their charges will travel, what position they can get in. There's a lot going through their mind. They have to be very good, cool-headed people under pressure to survive this race.
Well, the man who's ridden the Cox Plate winner is Gary Willits. He won on the mighty Battle Heights. Gary, the butterflies would be coming out about now.
Oh, definitely, Ken. And when you walk out under this stand here and you come out and you face the crowd and that trumpet sounds by you, you feel like Rocky.
You're ready to rock and roll, eh?
Are you ever? Yeah.
And we just saw Mick Dittman as we pan back to the crowd there. In the ring, it's not much between Juggler and Falante. They're having a great battle for favouritism ahead of Saintly. The tote odds are settling down a little bit better now. I'll go into it a little bit more closely in a moment. Octagonal is shorter than you'd expect on the tote, but that's because he's such a sentimental favourite.
What do you mean shorter than you would expect on the tote? Of course he's a sentimental favourite. I think he's still going to come out and win the race. We saw Darren Gauci there. He's relaxed. He'll ride a ripper. I think the horse will win.
Behave yourself while we look at these horses here. Okay, we've got a close-up there going around of the one and only Octagonal. We've given him the slip, and we're back to Juggler. Juggler looks a treat, and he'll be hard to beat, boys.
Yeah, spoke to Gay Waterhouse earlier in the show. She was very confident about Juggler. The betting probably indicates fair enough that she should be very confident. There's a lot of money for him. He won the Caulfield Stakes with ease. You don't see horses win big Group 1 races as easy as that unless they're very special.
Did he impress
acceleration?
Sorry, Gary.
Got that acceleration, Ken, which all great horses have, and that's what I liked about him.
I was going to say, did he impress you at Caulfield?
Oh, it certainly did.
Okay, number 2, which will come along in a moment, is a stablemate, All Our Mob. The chestnut horse, a little bit out of his depth, Gary.
Well, he is, and yet he surprised us all when he came down here last year and won the Turnbull Stakes, I think it was, at Flemington. And, he'll be there, but I agree with you. I doubt he'd have the class to win a race like this.
Simon, All Our Mob, not good enough?
Yeah, well, with Simon Marshall on board, you can never underestimate the horse. He's given plenty of surprises during his career. Maybe today could be one of them.
What about this horse in centre screen now?
Who needs to say any more about this horse? I still rate this horse an out-and-out champion. I think we'll see the best of him today. He'll get really some wind up his nostrils. He'll see the big crowd here. He'll want to perform. I believe we're going to see a big race from Octagonal.
And if he wins today, he goes over $5 million in prize money. Gary Willits, that's a lot of bread.
Oh, it certainly is, but he's a good horse. The thing that I wonder with today's track, the way it is, it will suit a horse like Octagonal running on.
It certainly will. Horses in front seems to be capitulating today.
Yeah.
There's Saintly, the relaxed chestnut, trained by Bart Cummings. He'll go well.
Yeah, he's one that I'd like to be riding.
Yeah, horses that run on, he's one of them that will. There's been a bit of a discussion about the girth this horse is going to wear. Darren Beedman's come up with a rubberised girth so it won't slip, and they believe that'll help Saintly a little bit.
That's normally the strap that goes underneath the horse. For those who don't understand, it's often leather, but this is leather and elastic. This is rubberised, Simon, isn't it?
It certainly is. There's number 5, Falante, a great chance in the race. Mick Dipman's coming off a last start second in the Coonji. Didn't get a lot of luck. Won the Epsom with consummate ease before that. Has to be a great chance.
Yeah, he looks a treat. Gary, you watch this horse. He's got a bit of acceleration too.
Yeah, incredible. Like I haven't seen a horse win an Epsom like he did, Ken.
No,
he give it away.
He give it to them. If he can repeat that today, they'll know they're in a race.
He won't get it that easy today, I'll tell you that.
Crying Game's the roughie, but I think better than 50 to 1 with bookies. He's all the way over from Perth. Simon, the only non-Sydney horse in the race.
Yes, the only non-Sydney horse. I was probably waiting for you to say that. Crying Game, I believe all the other jockeys will be expecting Crying Game to set the pace. It and Adventurous should be the ones that go forward and tell us basically through the race what the tempo is going to be in this Cox Plate. So Rod Griffiths, I'm sure, will go forward on Crying Game, try and lead all the way. It's going to be a difficult task.
There's number 7, Anthem's a very, very good 3-year-old. He's a lovely, relaxed horse. He goes to sleep in his races. That's got to be a blessing in this race.
It certainly would be, and if that pace is set well by the 3-year-olds, while they've got a feather on their back, basically, I think Anthem's, the 48.5, will be a horse that will be finishing strong, Gary.
Yes, he'll run home well. He had no luck at all in the Caulfield Guineas and went the line strongly, but I don't know about Anthem's in this. I just don't know if he's got the class.
The other 3-year-old is Adventurous, another of the Gay Waterhouse runners to go with Juggler and all our mob. The jockey's already mounted. He's in the dark blue and green stripes, and there he is, Adventurous.
Yeah, Glenn Boss to ride Adventurous. A horse that came up with a surprise in the Craven Plate. There was a bit of money for him. He beat Saintly. He was only carrying 48.5. He comes in today with 48.5, Gary, which could give him an opportunity of leading all the way.
Oh, yes, he certainly fought back. Like Saintly looked like he was going to go straight past him that day, and it was a great ride by Shane Dye. He sort of lifted the horse, and he did it twice that day, Shane, but I just think he might have the job in front of him.
OK, well, let's have a look at a special man that's just been paraded to the Cox Plate crowd. It's one of the nicest men in racing. There he is in the car, Mr. Bill Collins, the man who gave that famous call of Kingston Town. And it's been pretty well documented that Bill has cancer at the moment, and he's very, very much in ill health. Anne-Marie Sparkman spoke with Bill a few moments ago.
We're with legendary race caller Bill Collins, who is fighting a battle with cancer right now. Is this a very special moment for you, Bill?
Well, it is a very wonderful moment for me because it's a lovely tribute that's being paid, and it's going to bring back a lot of memories of those wonderful Cox Plates over a long period of time.
What's the one that stands out most in your mind?
Well, I guess our Waverley Star Bone Crusher stands out because it was a wonderful race. You know, the jockeys and myself, we all went off too soon. We all got very tight before the finish.
And what about the fact that everybody brings up the one that you got wrong? The one that when you said Kingston Town can't win it?
Well, that's why I'm going to be cremated, so it's going to be on my epitaph, you see.
Well, you enjoy yourself out there today. Thank you very much for your time.
Good. Pleasure.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, great man, Bill Collins, and a fabulous race caller. He's just in the car quite near us now, and it's lovely to see the Moonee Valley Club pay him this tribute of parading him down the home straight in an open vehicle.
Yes, it is fantastic, and what a great man Bill Collins has been for racing and a number of other sports, Gary.
Incredible man, Simon. I've never forgot him. He was very good to me when I first came over from New Zealand.
OK, they're about to go out onto the track for the running of the Cox Plate 1996, led out by the Gay Waterhouse trained Juggler and Stephen King. There they go.
I feel like jumping off here and jumping on one, Kenny, when they play that.
As I hope everyone's heard that music. When they come through the tunnel, the crowd really gets a bit of a sense of urgency about it when these horses walk onto the track. There's big money up for grabs today, and there's one of the horses, one of the favourites for it, Juggler, on screen at the moment.
I reckon this is the time we should take a break, because we don't want to miss any of the action in a few minutes of the 1996 BMW Cox Plate. Well, only 2 minutes to post time as we see that crowd scene of the, well, almost record crowd, I'd say, here at Moonee Valley today. And the man who won the Cox Plate last year was Shane Dye on Octagonal. This year, he's riding Anthems. Let's hear what Shane's got to say about tactics in the Cox Plate.
Race 6 of the day, the one we've been waiting for, the BMW Cox Plate Stakes over 2,040 metres. With only 8 runners, barriers of a little importance. The one that could suffer is Falante, drawn barrier 1. Now, Mick Dittman's going to have to get him off the fence at some stage of the race. There's sure to be pace. Horses like Adventurous, Crying Game, All Our Mob, they'll go forward. Now, the race really begins at the far turn, which is about half a mile from home. The back markers take off wide. Those are Octagonal, Anthems. The horses up near the front, like Falante and Juggler, are going to have to get off the fence. Turning for home, the leaders will be stopping. Watch for the back markers getting home. The 3 chances are Juggler, Anthems, Falante.
Well, he's always confident, Shane Dye, and Anthems has certainly got a chance. The prices: number 1 Juggler is showing at 5 to 2, 360 for $1. Number 2 All Our Mob is a 16 to 1 chance. Number 3 Octagonal is out to 5 to 1. Number 4 Saintly at 4 to 1. Number 5 Falante, $3.70, almost 11 to 4, just under. Crying Game is the roughie. He's out at 20 to 1, should be longer. Anthems is at 7.5 to 1, $8.60, and Adventurous is at 20 to 1 chance, paying exactly $21.90. Okay, let's have a look at them. They're behind the barriers, and boy, oh boy, they all look good. Jock Galogly, tell me what catches your eye.
Oh, mate, it's hard to separate these 2 favourites. Kenny, Juggler with I'm just behind now, totally unfazed by the occasion. He's so relaxed, just absolutely rippling with fitness, and you can't say put one smudge on Falante. He's absolutely bouncing. He was even pig rooting coming out on the track. And the other one that caught my eye, he's just about gone to sleep, but coming past me now is Saintly. Oh, he's just got those veins pumping, and I think you're going to get a big surprise run from Saintly today. Thanks, Kenny.
Yeah, they say Bart Cummings is quietly confident, and we see the attendant leading Saintly forward. Gary Willett going into line.
Yeah. Going very well, Ken. They're all going in now like Falante there. He looks very well. Saintly outside and pretty look good. Octagonal.
Simon, happy with Octagonal?
Very happy with Octagonal. I thought he looked exceptionally well. Very hopefully run a big race.
Let's go to Johnny Tapp for the big one.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, they're moving in for the 75th anniversary BMW Cox Plate. Overcast skies in Melbourne. Huge crowd. We'll try and check the attendance figure later. The infield car park is packed to capacity. I doubt that you could fit one more vehicle in the middle. Now, Adventurous, one of the 3-year-olds, has moved in. His Anthem's going up on the extreme outside, and that looks to be about the lot. A field of only 8, but what a select field it is. Ready for a start, and they're off and running in the BMW Cox Plate. A mighty roar from the crowd. The 8 of them came away in a nice even line. Anthems and Octagonal go straight back to the tail of the field. Adventurous being allowed to amble to the lead by Glenn Boss. He wants to go faster at the judge the first time. The West Aussie Crying Game has moved into 2nd place. Falante tucked away in the box seat. All Our Mob is next, and then Juggler getting away from the rail to track All Our Mob. 2.5 to the long striding Saintly. Another 2 to Anthems, and a bit more than 2 to Octagonal, who's last of all, and he's probably 12 lengths from the lead. 1,500 metres out, and Adventurous is in front. He's got his head up, and he wants to go faster. Crying Game is 2nd, Falante 3rd, ambling along in the box seat for Mick Dittman. 2.5 to All Our Mob, 2 to Juggler, 2.5 to Saintly, 2 to Anthems, 2.5 to Octagonal. Into the back straight they sweep, 1,100 metres out, and Adventurous is now being pressured by the Perth Cup winner, Crying Game, at his girth. 2.5 to Falante, 3 to All Our Mob, they must be going at a cracking pace because the field is well spread out. Juggler midfield, about 2.5 to Saintly, 2 to Anthems, and 2.5, maybe 3 lengths now to Octagonal, who's last as they approach the 800 metres mark. And it's Crying Game on the outside, taking a narrow lead over Adventurous. Dittman's away from the rail on Falante, and he's tracking up behind those 2 leaders. All Our Mob is getting a cushy run. Juggler's got the sitting shot on Falante, followed by Saintly. Anthem's on the fence as they start to bunch up, and Octagonal last. He's no more than 6 off the lead as they come by the school, where Crying Game is just the leader, tackled now by Falante. All Our Mob is putting in a dash. Right around the outside is Juggler. Saintly is widest of all as they come to the turn. Anthem's under the whip, followed by Octagonal. Falante and All Our Mob are the joint leaders, turning for home. 3 deep is Juggler. Saintly got on the wrong leg. He made the bend awkwardly. It's Falante, Juggler, All Our Mob running a mighty race, and here's Saintly with the last charge down the outside. Saintly coming at Falante. Saintly and Falante saw nothing in it. Saintly or Falante couldn't pick it. Saintly and Falante in a mighty finish. Juggler and All Our Mob are in a photo for 3rd, followed by Octagonal. Further back then came Crying Game, and a mile back is Anthems, who did little or nothing in the run home, and Adventurous last in the BMW Cox Plate. Has Darren Beedman won his first Cox Plate?
Yes. Yep. It's official. Saintly is first.
He's got there. Well, what about J.B. Cummings? I tell you what, the term genius is probably used far too often when we're talking about thoroughbred trainers, but if ever anybody deserved the mantle of genius, it's Bart Cummings. Look, it's only a lip. Oh, boy. I'm surprised they got the number up as quickly as they did. There's an eyebrow in it. Saintly, number 4. Darren Beedman, Bart in the stand there. There's the owner standing right behind him, Dato Tan Chin Nam. And there are other owners involved. Ken, I don't know where the others are, but what about this man? Look, I've run out of superlatives. Have you got any?
A great trainer, and I think he'll go for the Melbourne Cup. I know Bart spoke about the Japan Cup, but it must be tempting to try and win his 10th. Okay, let's freeze frame them and let's point them all out to you. There's Falante. There's All Our Mob. Juggler, he was found wanting. Saintly, widest of all, hung a bit on the turn. There's Simon's horse, Octagonal. Anthems wasn't good enough. Crying Game's had enough, and Adventurous, how did he ever beat Saintly in the Craven Plate at Randwick? Look at him today. Let's roll them. Falante on the inside. All Our Mob outside him. Juggler outside of him. Saintly gets lost on the turn. Hangs out around the bend. Now he comes back to go after them. I don't know about this going on the inside. They're getting run down. But Falante, Mick Dittman kept urging him. He found heaps, but just not quite enough for this last charge of Saintly. Look at the big chestnut stretch. Well, he didn't quite get there in Sydney in the Craven Plate and the Metropolitan, but he sure got there today, put his neck out, and he grabbed Falante right on the line. And number 2, All Our Mob, is surprised by running 3rd. Jock Galogly is with Darren Beedman.
Oh, congratulations, mate. What an effort.
Oh, mate, I just give all the glory to God. Hallelujah, brother.
The pace of the race suited you?
He just fell asleep for the first 1,200 metres and just tacked on the juggler and made him work, and it was a very gutsy effort. Fantastic.
He made the home turn a little awkward?
He did. When he was out wide, they sort of cut back away from him a bit, but he really showed that true grit today to win. It was, what a dream come true.
It was a big decision for you about 3 months ago to ride Octagonal or Saintly.
Yeah, it was, but the Lord just gave me the wisdom and the guidance, and we're a heavenly combination.
Good on you, son.
Okay, thank you very much, Jock. And as Darren Beedman salutes, let's go to Anne-Marie Sparkman.
Okay. Bart Cummings, your second Cox Plate. You haven't had one for many years. Just how big a moment is this?
Oh, very relieved, actually. He did a good job, the horse, and I'm very, very pleased. Very good.
Now, Bart Cummings, you're the master of understatement, but you've got tears in your eyes. Tell me what you're really thinking inside.
I'm relieved.
You're relieved?
Yeah.
Saintly, it was a wonderful win. He didn't look like he was going to make it, and he came again.
Well, he fought on very well. His work this week has been very good, and it's just nice to win one.
And those mirrors must be working in the stable. It worked.
They do too. Yeah.
Okay, congratulations. Fantastic effort.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. And Saintly now goes over the $2 million in prize money with today's first prize of $975,000. Saintly is owned by Bart Cummings, by Dado Tan Chin Nam, Dr. C.P. Lim, E.H.K. Hong and T. Tan. And Dado Tan Chin Nam part owns something like 30 horses in the Bart Cummings stable. He's his main client, Simon.
There certainly is. And look, the people that invest all this money in the industry, it's great to see them have success like this to help them still enjoy this industry. They put a lot of finance behind it. And there's a happy Darren Beadman in Dado Tan Chin Nam's colours. There they are, the black and white checks, the yellow sleeves, the check cap. What a great horse.
What a great horse indeed, and Falonte possibly got left in front of Fraction early, but didn't Mick Dittman get some out of him?
Oh, he certainly does, and what a great rider under pressure, Mick. He did get everything out of Falonte, and so did Beadman get all out of Saintly as he goes into the winner's circle. But couldn't be a worthier winner, bar one maybe.
And what about All Our Mob? Great run by the Old Star. All Our Mob, he hung on for third. He beat his stablemate Octagonal into third place. Octagonal was officially fourth. No, I'm sorry, Juggler was officially fourth. Octagonal officially fifth. And this Juggler, of course, is a stablemate of All Our Mob. And officially sixth was TAB number 6, Crying Game.
Just a surprise package all the time, All Our Mob. Can run in big pressure races and really perform well, but none better than this fella here. He loves pressure races and big races, Darren Beadman. He's loving the accolades, so's the horse. It's just been a super training effort from Bart Cummings.
Saintly likes Melbourne, Simon. He's had 4 starts in Melbourne. He won the Carbine Club Stakes, the Australian Stakes, and now the Cox Plate, and he ran second in the Sandown Guineas.
Yeah, and we just saw Darren Beadman actually leap off Frankie Detore style of Saintly then. So we're going to see some shenanigans after the WS Cox Plate or BMW Cox Plate, so we should. There's a great picture of Saintly. He's lapping it all up, and so is Darren Beadman.
Yes, Saintly, a marvellous horse. Wasn't good enough to beat Octagonal in the autumn, but he's reversed the trend now. He's a gelding, Octagonal's a stallion. Perhaps, Simon, he's not concentrating as much on what's important racing at the moment.
Look, that can definitely be the case. As horses get older, the mind starts to wander, and they're not as professional as they may have been prior, being 3- and 2-year-olds.
I wouldn't mind having a look at another replay of that finish. By golly, it was exciting. Here they are head on. That's Falonte on the inside. All Our Mob in the yellow cap. Juggler in the blinkers and the white cap. Crying Game behind him's dropped out, and the horse tailed off. That's adventurous. I still can't work out how he beat Saintly in the Craven Plate. You can't see Saintly yet. He's wider still. Here he comes, brother, in the yellow sleeves, and that's Anthems in the black with the cerise cap tailed back too. He was disappointing, Anthems, but Saintly sure wasn't. And he got there. Beadman knows he's got there. He saluted with the whip and just grabbed Falonte in time. And Mick Dittman, well, he's reserved. I think he knew he'd got beaten, even though it's as close as that, Simon.
Yeah, he'd be having a little slide look out the side of his eye there from the inside and just seeing about a half head's length or head margin between he and Saintly. That would have disappointed him. He gave Falonte every single chance. A good training effort from Jack Denham. The horse was as fit, so was All Our Mob and Juggler. They were 4 of the quality horses of the field. All Our Mob probably a little bit of a surprise, but just a super win.
Yeah, there's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser. Number 4, Saintly, $5.30 and $1.90. Number 5, Falonte, $1.70. And number 2, All Our Mob, the surprise packet, I think, of the race, paid $3.40. Juggler, as I told you, finished 4th. Octagonal finished 5th. And Crying Game finished 6th as we take a break on this special edition of the Wide World of Sports.
What a finish. Look, Darren Beadman, Mick Dittman, it's just hands and heels, half a nose, a magnificent 4-way blanket finish there. Saintly finally just getting in by the thrust of a nose. And Falonte, my goodness, how close, Kim.
Yes, and there he is, Bart Cummings, not overly excited, but inside just churning because the man had a tear in his eye and the mirrors worked. He told us about the special training method his Asian partners wanted for Saintly, with lots of mirrors in the stables and all over the place. You see Gay Waterhouse there in the background. But talking to Bart on the plane home the other day, he was quietly confident. The Frankie Detore leap, emulated there by Darren Beedman. Frankie Dettori, of course, picked up 7 race wins all on one day in England just recently.
And a few more pounds too.
Yeah, good on him. And there you are. The BMW Cox Plate Saintly paid $5.30, $1.90, Volante $1.70, and All Our Mob $3.40. And that was one heck of a race. Really enjoyed it. Great horses. In a business that has a habit of producing larger-than-life stories of heroics and heartbreak, there's one